Hello, everybody! It's the highly inadvisable trying the exact same format on YouTube and not changing anything about it, but we're doing it anyways because I wouldn't comfortably stream on YouTube unless I could see any kind of movement in a positive direction, smiley face. Um, which is all to say, thanks for being here. There's a lot of little odds and ends that we got to use to make things work. YouTube and Twitch are not 100% compatible, so thank you for your patience while we're going through all of it. Good format. No, I won't change my name appearance because I can't be bothered. Hey, you know what? Fair enough. And also, we're trying ultra low latency today, which should mean that it's at the approximate same speed as what's going on with Twitch in terms of the chat stream delay, because I noticed it was actually quite a big delay last time. So that may or may not have problems with the amount of bandwidth I'm getting as a free content creator. And there may be some buffering, so let me know if that ends up bothering you guys particularly. We can figure things out as we go, so yeah. Yeah, in theory, no stream delay. In practice, only God knows, ACS Mars, only God knows. But also, 1NFK, it's good to see you. Clarithan, hello, hello, Enderfriend, Kayariana, and I don't know who this Austin Schaefer is. It's just entirely impossible to tell. But it is good to see you regardless. We're gonna do more Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16 is like Final Fantasy 14 in that they both have the words final and fantasy, and there are similar motifs running through both of them. Chocobos, Moogles, weird creatures, the same directors, it's true. But, and more importantly, I would argue, it's worth noting that Final Fantasy XVI is set in a different universe. Everything is different. We don't have any of your Allegan Empire here, we just have the Fallen. And we don't have any of your Primals here, we just have the Icons. And wait a second. So you get it. But other than that, I don't think there's anything of significance worth pointing out at this point. We are going to be continuing this format of basically every other stream, YouTube, Twitch, so I'm not sure if we're going to do a stream tomorrow because, again, there's things involving my family that is making planning things a little bit more complicated than it would normally be anyways. But long story short, the next stream that we do will be on Twitch, and then after that, YouTube again. And the purpose of this is just purely for collecting data, seeing which streams perform better on what days, etc., etc. So, do any of these numbers mean anything? Is any of this more than a ritualistic exercise in superstitious hopes and prayers about an algorithm that I don't know and can't have any influence over? Yes. But thanks for being here while we're doing it. And without further delay, it's our sweet, beautiful boy. It's our sweet, beautiful boy, Clive, who is definitely very happy, and definitely didn't have a sort of stand-in for his mother get murdered at the end of last stream. I guess this is worth saying, which is somewhat surprising on the off chance that somehow people do actually, are coming in and don't know the plot of Final Fantasy XVI but want to sort of experience it in their own time. We're into the game. I don't know how far into the game we are. I have absolutely no idea. Y'all know how easily distracted I get by lore and talking about other complex concepts. We have had a cool costume change, which I'm not going to say... Well... Anyways, we've had a cool costume change. And yeah. Got a cool sword. We have our childhood female friend, Jill, who's totally just a friend. Don't worry about it. It's normal. You have no clue how far you are, either than you're ahead of me. All right, Kayariana, it's not a race. But bits aside, yeah, no. I have absolutely no idea where the game is going or what's happening. Um, no, it's not. Just means I can watch. No, sorry. 100% fitted. Doing a bit. Excuse me.
Clive, was it?
Yeah. Just, knocking that out now and friends so that way I don't forget about it later. But yes, sorry. Okay. There is...
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy. What do you suppose it could be?
So last time we sent back off to the Duchy of Rosaria in an effort to investigate what had really happened and who had murdered Joshua and laid waste to Phoenix Gate. And regrettably, if we accept the core premise that we have been introduced, Clive is the dominant of Ifrit, which makes me so incredibly dissatisfied. There is a very human conversation that's being had, which is nice, and there are reasons for that to be narratively satisfying. I just kind of refuse it at this point in the game. There is a other dominant of fire out there somewhere who Kishnok jokingly, as a bit about the ridiculousness of Final Fantasy XIV, said that our younger brother Joshua is a time traveler who traveled forward in time, backwards in time, and never really died, and so that's who we get to deal with. And they keep talking about this other dominant of fire, so it's gonna be complicated. We'll see what happens. But we've just come back to the hideaway after the Holy Empire of Sambriquet killed our sort of foster mother Hana and an entire village worth of good people who we actually liked interacting with. So, you know, it was a very, very, very bad time.
We can keep running. Or we can walk through this door.
And we've decided that we are going to come back to Clive's hideaway and sort of join in on the resistance. You have to give me crap, it's your job. Who's paying you for this job,
I can set a broken
Kayariana?
arm, soothe a cough, settle a stomach. But there is no remedy for what happened in Eastpool. My talents are worthless in the face of such cruelty.
We're low on gig and toad oil and curial greens. Should I put an order in with Lady Karen?
Aww. A pink-haired rabbit in memes? Fair enough. I don't know anybody like that. That sounds like a filthy degenerate, so...
This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant, Ifrit. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true.
Sounds like a Night's Watch.
Forgiveness and in turn salvation can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Also, yeah,
Sid,
Sid is
you
Ramuh's
once told
dominant,
me
so...
that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice.
When did Clive suddenly turn into a humanist?
and I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
Also, y'all are already holding hands. Just kiss already.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
Yeah, I like how...
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
Okay. Weird direct stare into camera, but we'll take it. Also, we ended last time with Benedicta's head being sent in a box to Kupka. We have every reason to believe that the King of Waloed did that. The Holy Empire of
And the
Sambrique.
last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we will be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Your Radiance?
So this is the Emperor?
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Oh
I
no.
do think
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands.
Okay.
The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house. And you fancy yourselves leaders of men. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is
Oh,
time
no.
we expanded our dominion.
Oh no.
This is the will of great Grieger.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry. But how much will that cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do.
I have a new problematic fave. Remember, y'all, when I was like, I love Fortuno, and you were saying that was a dumb and silly thing for me to say? I have a new problematic fave.
Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Orther. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
Hey, Simara. We're just testing stuff out because of some of the new news that's been going on with...
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the mother crystals are the reason the world is dying?
Absolutely does not surprise me. Yeah, we're just doing some testing, especially because of all the recent Twitch policies that have been coming out. So we've just been alternating streams, one day on Twitch, one day on YouTube, and we're going to be doing that for the entire month of July just to get some background data and some research. So it's really good to see you, my friend. But yeah, we're here. YouTube is telling me that there are 2 people in chat right now. So, you know, an interesting development that turns out it's difficult to keep who the concurrent viewers are on both platforms. But I mean, you know, now I get to know which side is greener. Okay, sorry, yes, we're focusing up. No numbers? It defaults me to the analytics page. What can I do? Hope it goes well for us. Thank you, Simara. Back to slaving away at work. My friend, I wish you the best of luck. Okay.
Are you mad?
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me.
It's going to the mother crystals.
There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
All right, listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mine from the mother crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the mother crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the mother crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens.
You know it's all
For
going down
centuries,
into the center of the planet
nations
for
have
some alien
fought
horse
and
shit.
fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
The ones in charge.
The higher-ups? The gods themselves?
So now you want to do something about the crystals. And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
Sid breaking the fourth wall like that does something to my heart.
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
This is very Julius Caesar. Stabbing multiple knives.
You could have just said aye.
I'm with you,
But
Gal.
it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
Fair enough. And we've learned that we should do the side quests at the same time as the main quests, so
If
we'll
everything
probably
we were
dig
taught
around a
about the
little
Mother
bit with
Crystals
that.
was a lie, then what else might we have been deceived about?
Probably everything, Jill.
I'll give you two a moment to sort out your kit. It's a long walk to Oriflamme. I wouldn't want you keeling over on the way.
Excuse me. Oriflamme being the capital of the Holy Empire of Sambriquet. There is another funny potential meaning when Cid said we're going to see Mother, which is, we did discover that our biological mother, the Archduchess of Rosaria, betrayed the Archduke of Rosaria to the Holy Empire of Sambriquet and remarried the Emperor, so...
There's work enough here for 100, and not nearly enough able bodies to see it all done. The Hideaway is lucky to have you and Jill.
Aww, thanks.
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick...
The reports from Eastpool are disturbing. We knew the Vicereine had no love for her subjects.
Vicereine is her new title.
Order the slaughter of an entire village.
I mean, that's what happens, right? They don't view them as people.
It's gone. The letter. No, 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 no. Oh, please, no.
What's funny is I thought we would be spending a lot more time
You lost a
in the
letter.
wastes.
Nothing too important, I hope.
Not just a letter. I lost everything. There's a hole in my damned pack, and fool that I am, I didn't bloody notice.
It can't be that bad, surely.
How could it be any worse? I'm a courier. I carry things. If I can't do my job right, then what am I good for? Nothing, that's what. I buggered it right up. That means no herbs for the infirmary, and no fresh meat for our cooking pots. Worst of all, that letter I lost? It was for Cid. A letter he's been waiting on for days.
Maybe if you retrace your steps.
I'd scour Storm from coast to coast if I could, but there are curse breakers in the field, counting on my arrival. No, I'll just have to own up to Otto and Cid. They're gonna skin me alive.
I mean, probably shouldn't have made the mistake, but they'll be in trouble if I don't.
Fine. Tell me where to look.
Are you serious? Thank you.
It sounds like the Hideaway could use those supplies. So, where should I start?
Gotan's bales, perhaps? I took a tumble in the bushes when I was passing through. There's a chance my pack might have caught on something. If you can find everything I dropped, you'll be doing us all a favor. And if you can find Cid's letter, you'll be saving my life.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Wonderful. Now, I have to run if I'm to make my next delivery in time. I trust you can find your way to Gotan's bales. Oh, and hurry, will you? Cid doesn't like to be kept waiting.
Okay, bestie.
I'm sure he doesn't.
That guy... Wait, how far back are you, AC? How far back are you,
very long
Austin?
out in the elements. I should make for Sambrek as soon as I can.
What happened? Is everything all right?
Now, let research
No, it's not.
Oh, Clive does have a very rich voice, but the one people were talking about earlier was Cid. Cid is something else.
Come by again when we've grown some fruit worth eating, and I'll see that you get some.
Okay. We picked up the side quest. We'll stop by the blacksmith.
Send a message. But did she have to go so far?
Oh, poor curse breakers. And also Gav.
Clive, was it?
How many... Hello? Yes, it's Clive. This... Oh, this is the jails.
Fellow
Okay.
back there is an intelligencer, tasked with tracking down Cid. Got separated from his unit and left for dead till his target found him and brought him back here. Half wish he'd left him there.
Oh. I get the feeling that that intelligent seer is going to kill this jailer the next time we come by. But, you know, I mean, maybe that's just me being too pessimistic. Sid's voice reminds you of Vin Diesel's voice when he first started acting. I can absolutely see that, Clary. Careful you don't set your breath, like Kupo, because Blackthorn is the stereotypical blacksmith who consumes large amounts of alcohol. You get it.
Not saying Fordian, do you?
Oh. I mean...
Not bad.
I don't want to get rid of our... I don't want to get rid of our cool new sword that we got that's supposed to be our dad's.
Fine.
But... golly, this sword looks good, huh? Hello? Hello? Yes, please. Don't mind if I do. Okay. With a tongue of flame, spake he the words of destruction, presumably referring to Ifrit, who last time we had sort of a whole Mindscape self-battle about it. So, you know, you get it.
So what God's forsaken corner of the realm is Sid dragging you off to this time?
Oriflamme.
The Holy Capital. And what business would you lot having... On second thoughts, I don't want to know.
And there's nothing wrong with that, hey? I don't think, yeah. Ooh, what is this? Lion Heart Tonic. Sure.
You'll not find a better price than that.
Let's stock up on
You're rubbing me
potions, fine.
blind, you know. Speaking of Oriflamme, I hear the trading routes leading south have seen more than double the usual traffic. If you ask me, summat foul's brewing. And it ain't Tyre's borbile tea.
Now, why would anyone...
Just go and see Otto, will you?
Okay,
Right.
but also, why would anyone in the name... what's the name of our deity? What in the name of Metia would be the reason for someone to boil boar bile?
Take a seat, Clive. I'll fetch you a bowl of brown.
Aww. No can do, my friend. We gotta go.
So you're really going through with it? Sid's been talking about bringing down a mother crystal since I've known him. But that's all it's ever been. Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment.
Yeah, the
Seems
Holy
the iron
Empire's
the Lord
deciding
gave him
to...
wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again. This time, due south.
It's just bizarre to me.
All as the great Grieger wills it. Bloodthirsty little miss, that one. That's God's for you, innit? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines, and at home. With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded ne'er-do-wells could melt into the back alleys of Oriflamme. No trouble. It's making it to the capital that's the problem.
The checkpoint.
That's right. Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you, I might just know of a way.
There's...
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dame. And it's
Hell
the
yeah.
Dame who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send a Stolas in the morning. Let her know you're coming. We go way back. And she's a true friend of the cause. I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but... who is this dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress of Northreach's foremost house of ill repute. The Vale.
Okay,
This
well...
is quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
Alright, Otto.
Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
Otto, are you asking me to hire a sex worker? Because that is truly a wild ask. Alliant reports unlocked. I have no idea what these are. Now available for viewing by speaking to Goat at the Alliant report counter at the Hideaway's Mess. These reports are compiled by the Cursebreakers, contain information on quests currently available across Valisthea. Okay, so we can, like, do more side quests.
I suppose that's everything. Now to find Gav.
Kai Ariana had a thing for Vin Diesel, so that tracks, absolutely. The watching now counter is clearly wrong. There's more people chatting than there are watching. Yeah, I remember there was probably a like-while problem on Twitch before I became Twitch affiliated. One of my concerns about streaming on YouTube is that the YouTube requirements to become partnered are obviously a little bit more difficult, but we'll see, right? I'm pretty sure the Great Goddess Grieger didn't say, hey, go start a war, the whole lot of you. Give me blood for the Blood Lily. Not only did Grieger not do that, I actually...
And how might this old soul be of service?
I genuinely, like, don't get me wrong. I
have a
think the
few
Emperor
new
is an
notes
idiot.
that might interest you.
But I think the, like, flavor of idiot that he is like
fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
Theoretically a well-intending one. So yeah, we'll have to see.
You wish to study the tomes?
I definitely want to just spend
The door to
a
the
lifetime
shelves shall ever be open.
In the lore area. But let's first check out these Alliant these Alliant requests.
You're the new lad, aren't you? Goat at your service. Well, at the Hideaway service anyway. Otto's put me in charge of reading through the reports sent in by our allies and picking out any problems that might warrant the attention of the Cursebreakers. Or any other willing volunteers.
Cursebreakers is such a good name.
Well, maybe I don't have to. I'll warrant a strapping lad like you who's got people begging him for help wherever you go. Anyway, if you're ever interested in taking a look over the list, just say the word. Reckon you could probably tick off the odd thing here and there. They say little acts of kindness are their own reward. But if that ain't enough, these have got proper bounties on them and all. Here you go.
Using Goat's Alliant reports to not only find new quests around Valisthea, but also travel immediately to the obelisk waypoint nearest their location. Sure. Okay, so now we're getting some more quests. Hey.
Seen enough?
Do you
We'll
need
be
any
back,
help,
Goat.
Miss Molly?
I don't know. You could rinse and chop these greens for the stew, I suppose.
Okay.
Clive, was it?
Yep. My name is still Clive. That hasn't changed.
I'd been cast out and left for dead when Sid found me. There's not a day goes by I don't count my blessings.
Yeah. You're not complaining, but you feel like you would like more side quests. I get what you mean, Kai Ariana. I kind of was expecting more side quests myself.
Well, 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 someone's in a hurry.
Just following orders.
Funny, I never took you for the type.
Can't all be as obedient as you, Gav.
Eh?
Fine day for a little mischief, wouldn't you say?
Is this all of us?
Actually, Gav won't be coming.
Just the three of us, then?
Drake said is the keystone of the Empire. Oriflamme's in chaos, yes, But that doesn't mean we can march an army through her gates.
You know,
The
an
fewer
army.
our numbers,
Four
the
of
better our
us.
chances of going unnoticed. And should that plan fail, well, we have our icons to fall back on.
Sid, I don't know if I can. Ifrit still seems to come and go as he
Yeah,
pleases.
Ifrit is not like the rest of the
Ordinarily,
icons,
priming
right?
an icon comes naturally to a dominance. But then, you are no ordinary dominance.
Well, he's still got the blessing of the Phoenix, doesn't he?
Not to mention what he sucked out of Garuda. And did I ever tell you about how he was once the greatest shield in Rosaria? You know, I reckon he could probably cut us a path out of the capital on his own if need be.
Let's try not to find out.
We're less likely to be spotted if we travel separately. I'll meet you in Northreach in a few days.
I do like when
You
the
two
game.
behave now.
Oh. I do like when the game acknowledges the fact that you are an exceptionally powerful and capable individual, right? Like, it is a little frustrating the amount of time that the game is like, oh, so you thought you were powerful, did you? Real shame that. Cause like, I get it, like, don't get cocky,
And
but
what
like,
do you want?
I like it when in RPGs you can do a progression, you can go out, you can do that grind, and you feel
on,
like your
then.
character is stronger for it, right? Do I want... Oh, man. It's expensive, but it's actually a really good accessory to have.
It'd better all be here. Is that all?
Increase skill by 25%, increase XP by 10%. Money has not been super essential. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the money one, because I need... Give me that sweet XP, please.
Don't you see I'm busy here?
Let's check the blacksmith one more time to make sure that we're not missing anything. Okay. And, my friend, we're going back out to hit the road. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
I can't help but fear the worst.
What's up, my dude?
Where are you, Randall?
Is everything all right?
Forgive me, young man. I was in a world of my own.
No
I'm
worries.
worried about my friend, you see. He left some time ago and hasn't returned. And you know what it's like out there for a bearer on his own.
Why leave the safety of the hideaway?
For coin. Sad though it is, our need outweighs the risk. The hideaway can't survive on goodwill alone. And though Karen does what she can, her coffers aren't bottomless. Wait, you were a soldier, were you not? In the Imperial Army?
I was.
Then might I ask a favour of you? I'm too old to be traipsing hither and yon. Will you go and find him for me?
Yeah.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Randall, and I suspect you'll find him in Lost Wing. He's been working for Quinton, the tavern keeper. He'll know something, I'm sure.
I'll speak to him.
Safe travels, my friend. And thank you again.
Aw, no worries, my dude. I did think it was a little bit weird that they chose to specify he traveled outside for coin, but I'm more than willing to accept the explanation that you know, obviously you need money to procure goods and services. The Hideaway needs to procure those goods and services probably at a premium, because Lady Karen is ordering them without people really knowing what's going on, per se. I hope Rosaria does not get absolutely bored. Because that, like, feeling you get when you first come out here, where it's like, ah, this was Clive's home, you know, is a feeling I don't think we'll ever get back.
Oi! Stop and give me an hand.
It's still you, right? You have nothing new to say?
Here, you couldn't
You're
give
still
me
an
an hand.
absolute jerk.
Typical. Still, here, these blasted... I've got something you couldn't... Only...
Becca. It's still Rowan. Yeah, we didn't click yes. And it's very likely that we will not pick up some of the other side quests, right? But theoretically, like, the thing is that what sometimes happened in 14 was there was emergent dialogue. You would go back and talk to an NPC, and based off of where you were in terms of the story progression, you know, there would be a difference in
Good girl. You get some rest now.
the lines of text and whatnot, right? So obviously, not having those differences are throwing me off a little bit, but yeah. You're also very early in the game. It's true. Let me just snooch this. What is it? It was 15 bucks? That wasn't worth it. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, well, you know, you win some, you lose some. The thing that's funny is I feel like I'm farther along in the game. I don't feel like I'm still very early. But, like, I have no grounds for that feeling. Like, it is in a completely unfounded belief. How much time have we spent playing the game so far? Hey, bud. These are the bloody axes the mercenary group
Stuff was
Martha
for the golden
hired
stables again.
to make sure that the town is safe. You don't know also? Yeah, I mean, fair. Let's pop in to see Martha. I'm curious if she has any new lines of dialogue.
What if we're next on the Empire's list?
Don't be silly. We're not harboring fugitive bearers down here, are we?
Are they not?
Oh, Clive. Well?
I'm the landlady of this place, as I'm sure you've guessed by now, same as me old mum before me, and the most glamorous life, but it has its perks. For one, whatever I say goes, up to a point anyway. If I start telling people to treat their bearers better, the lads from the Legion have me dangling from the rafters. So me other work, I keep quiet. Only ones in the know are them that are already in it up to their necks. Sid, the Blood Axes, the
And
Abbey
you,
lot.
of course.
So don't you go letting the coral out of the bag, eh? Ask about the rest.
Lively enough, innit?
All of us crammed up here on the rock. It was even busier when I was a young'un. You'll have come past the aqueduct on your way over. Back when they were putting it up, all the builders stayed here. Place was packed as a barrel of
But
geishel
then the
greens.
Imperials came.
And the work was called off. All of them poor lads out of a job. And what's a gang of strapping stonemasons to do when no one's building nothing? Why, offer their muscle out to the highest bidder, of course. And that's how the Blood Axes came to be. I don't know that I would trust a mercenary group that went from masonry to mercenary, but fair. The rest may not be as busy as it once was, but at least we're all safe up here thanks to them. Sure. And then Eastpool, the place where Hannah, our adoptive mother, was murdered. I don't know how the bastards who did that can live with themselves. The people of Eastpool were the kindest folk you could ever hope to meet. They just kept themselves to themselves and never did no one
But the
no harm.
Imperials couldn't have that, could they?
No, they had to go storming in and burning the whole place down. And all because they had the gall to keep the memory of the old duchy alive when that heartless cow Annabella wants everyone to forget it. But I won't forget, and I'll never forgive. I really thought Eastpool was going to be like you can like build it up over time kind of settlement. The fact that it got absolutely nuked into oblivion
We
does
should
make
think
me
about
sad.
pressing on.
All right. Just let me get this down, mate.
I can't be seen talking to you. If there's anything you need, ask Martha.
Yeah. We're probably done with the rest for the most part, but I like checking it out all the same. It's just such a beautiful game, especially because I'm still playing games that are several years out of date, so you get it.
The tavern. It's done for.
Oh?
I've seen your face before. You're a friend of Martha's. Help us, I beg you.
Help you with what?
Bandits in the Golden Stables. They're waving their swords around. I think they're gonna kill someone.
Why
When I
didn't you
saw what was
tell
happening, I
Martha?
slipped out the back. I should have stayed, but oh, please help them.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see to your problem.
Thank you.
How many were there?
I was out of the door too fast to count. They looked a nasty bunch, though. Be careful in there, all right?
Did we not just come out of there? Okay, video game. Sure.
Ha! Golden Stables my ass. All Martha's hiding back here is coppers.
This is about to suck.
Oh, that's a fine sword, friend. Heavy, though, I expect. What say we relieve you of it? Get him, lads. I want that blade.
Let's get this over with.
Now it's interesting because this does tell us that instances exist in this game. Sorry about the tables, friend. And it always feels bad to me to beat up like the dopey bandit types. Like, I really hope they give these two bandits something more than just we were robbing Martha. Because if there's nothing else, it's like, I get it though, right? Like, the war's hitting everybody hard. The blight is hitting everybody hard. Ugh.
I'll be keeping my blade, thank you.
There he is, the hero of the Golden Stables.
People will think twice about pushing us around again, thanks to you. We're lucky you were nearby.
What happened to all your blood axe mercenaries?
Cowards wouldn't have dared set foot in the place if I'd been here, of course.
But you weren't. I thought you told me you had someone watching the place.
The Blood Axes keep an eye on the tavern, yeah.
Yeah, where
And
were
they're
they?
not busy keeping the peace, that is. I've spread them as thin as they'll go.
Okay.
The Empire might be in charge, but that don't mean they care to keep us safe. If it weren't for the Blood Axes and me, merchants won't come near these lands for fear of what might happen to them.
I see. Then you do Rosaria a great service.
Just as you did today. You're a useful man to have around. Here.
And there'll be a mug of something tasty waiting for you whenever you next stop by.
Right, we've got work to do for to make this place presentable. You best be going before I arm you with a mop.
Arm me with a mop anyways, hey? We're right, silk steel. Interesting. No gill bugs, huh? No tasty bugs made out of gold coins for me to eat.
There he is, the man of the hour.
Aww. I do like the ambient dialogue and like evolution of stuff.
You're the one who saw off the bandits, aren't you? Martha was singing your praises. Takes a brave man to march into danger out of the goodness of his heart. You have my respect.
Oh, that was the
Rosarian salute.
The old Rosarian
What is
salute.
it they say? Old habits die hard. I trust you won't be reporting me to the Viceroy. If we'd had a few more like you about, perhaps the Rosfields might still... Listen to me rambling on. Thank you again, and, take care of yourself.
So what's really interesting about this too is that people keep talking about how we're the spitting image of our father, the Archduke. And what's really interesting about this is there's a genuine question to be had about how likely is it that a random person on the street, a random stonemason turned mercenary, would have heard of or ever seen the Archduke. So even though we're the spitting image, even though we're wearing the clothes that Elwyn Rosfield wore, you know, do they know what these clothes mean? So that's honestly pretty cool.
Fortune selling our swords out in the east, you know.
Yeah, maybe even enough to pay for our coffins to be shipped back home.
Not wrong. Okay. Is there anything else to do here? There is this shop. But I imagine it just has the same things that Karen has, right? Yeah.
That all, is it?
Okay. So then... The 3 Reeds zone was the side quests that we're not taking from what's his bucket. Rowan. So, okay. Is it bad that I want to travel to Eastpool just to see what they've done to it again? Because the last time we were there, we were just sort of sprinting through doing the fight. I know this isn't on the main quest or even a side quest, but I do want to pop by and check it out. So... Because, like, so the thing with the mother crystals and the idea that the mother crystals are just channeling the aether back down into the ethereal sea.
Why did you do it, Mother? I will not forget this.
Is that the idea of putting everything in the ethereal sea is so, like, normal? Like, there's a normal ebb and flow. Oh, bud. I don't know that there's much of a point in trying to repair Eastpool. Sorry, what was I even... the like, idea of a ebb and flow of aether, is something that, like, to me feels as though by getting rid of it, or by making the argument that's basically saying the mother crystals are draining it, implies that the the blight, the aether that's being taken away, isn't a part of the natural cycle, if that makes sense. Oh no.
The bodies are buried. May they be reborn in the light of the Firebird's flame.
Yeah. We didn't actually know Dory's name before. We've seen her around the hideaway, but her name was always Cursebreaker Captain. Goblin coin. Are we back to ARR and robbing beast tribes again? No, we're not robbing any beast tribes today, but, you know. Goblin coins are things that we can sell for gil. It's my intention to never sell any of them because I am a hoarder, but you get it. Because, like, we got gil bugs, goblin coins, the whole 9 yards. Hey, Kishnok, it's good to see you, my friend. We just decided to pop back by Eastpool for a trip down memory lane on how much our biological mother sucks.
Good boy.
And how exceptionally angry we are about it. Okay. We're not hanging out with Rowan, so let's go back to the Orbel Downs. That's too close to reality. Yeah, sorry, Summer.
So, we're meeting in Northreach. And will I find Sid and Jill before this dame finds me?
Yeah, so we've been told to look for... So I really like using the term dame as
The courier said his pack might have split while he was passing through the bales. I better keep my eyes open.
I like using the term dame because dame actually referred to a position inside of a noble court, right? Like, dames were effectively...
Looks like I'm in the right area.
The sort of feminine equivalent of a knight. Now, obviously not for one. Obviously, dames were never trained in the art of combat or anything like that. But dames were, you know, basically the equivalent of, you know, if you were a wealthy merchant's daughter or something like that, right? You weren't a lady in waiting, you weren't a lady at all, but you could be considered a dame, right? Much the same way that master craftsmen had that special title of yeoman and whatnot. So it always, I don't know. I feel like dame is one of those titles that, like, because of its evolution through popular culture, right? Like, hey, dame, like it's sort of like a slightly classier iteration of the shorthand, you know, broad. That, like, it fell out of favor. People don't use the term dame anymore, but, like, it's kind of like calling someone a squire, but just a little bit more laden. How did we come to be separated from Sid and Jill? We all decided to travel separately because we are going to try and invade the Holy Empire of Sambrake's capital, or Aflam, and destroy the Mother Crystal because we think the Mother Crystals are what's causing the blight. And I was also telling people earlier, Kishnok, that your original theory about Joshua being the, like, hooded man has, like, broken all of our brains.
Still no sign of Sid's letter, though. I've come this far. Might as well ask around.
Because of how, like, almost certainly correct you are. Okay.
A little overdressed to be picking grapes, aren't you? Are you here for Master Quentin?
I'm looking for a letter someone dropped nearby. I don't suppose you've seen it.
Can't say I have, sorry.
Well, if you do...
Wait, I did pass a dog with something in its mouth a little while back. Could have been a piece of paper. No
Sure.
idea if it was your letter, but you never know.
Which way did it go?
Towards Lost Wing? Seemed well looked after to me. Dare say someone there's been feeding it.
To the village, then. Thank you.
God, could you imagine if it was just Torgal the whole time? Like, we look over and Torgal already has the letter in their mouth. Your money's still on time-traveling Joshua, yeah, which makes the most sense. He's also he's a phoenix, so of course he's not actually dead. I mean, we haven't seen a body, right? Hey, oh, Lost Wing.
I'll have you know, manning the village entry's no small task. There's plenty of unsavoury sorts in these parts looking to get their thieving claws into what's ours.
Now, is Lost Wing under the protection of the
Looking to be a
curse
fine
breakers?
harvest this year.
Because we never really spent enough time in Lost Wing. Because, like, they didn't seem to have any town's guards or anything like that. That's the reason why the intelligenceers from Waloed were able to sort of sweep in so easily. So is that Watchman a citizen of Lost Wing, or are they a curse breaker? So why do we think the mother crystals are causing blight? Because smaller aether crystals that people use draw in ambient aether from the area around them to manifest things like water for water spells and whatnot. So Sid is applying just a core logic of, if that's how small crystals work and the mother crystals are just big aether crystals, the mother crystals must be sucking up all of the aether from the land. It would not surprise me in the slightest if that's the case. I even sort of presumed so myself, but also like I'm kind of like easing my foot off the brakes because I'm like, I assume the mother crystals are at fault. I assume the Fallen have installed the mother crystals to like slurp up the aether of the planet, but to what ends? Why? Is that actually necessarily true? Are maybe the mother crystals systemic of or symptomatic of and not the cause of? We can definitely, we'll definitely have to just wait and see, but yeah.
In case you were wondering, the boys finally cleared the road to Northreach. But there's no need to hurry, is there? I can think of a few reasons you might want to linger another night or two.
Excuse me, madame. I'm married to the job. I took a vow of celibacy when I became a Shield de Rosario. None of this is true.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing up to the vineyard to see the lad?
There were purple handprints all over her skirts.
I would tell you something.
So it took a tilt between the Wardens of Light and Dark to finally drive the Royalists from our shores. Pity it came at such a price. They say the fields of Belenus were black a full fortnight with all the ravens.
Damn. Okay.
Sun's setting fast.
We haven't much, but you're free to look.
Again, absolutely nothing. Bye. Oh.
Ah, if it isn't Sid's young protege. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm looking for a bearer called Randall. I hear he's been coming to you for work. He was expected back at the hideaway some time ago. A friend of his asked me to check on him.
Randall, you say? The porter? Yes, I know him. And I can't say I'm surprised if he has been delayed. I gave him enough to do. Though, thinking about it, he should probably have been back by now.
I'll go and look for him. Where was he headed?
He was to meet an associate of mine to the south of here, on Lorbert's Pass. I do hope nothing's happened to him. Be sure to let me know, Clive.
I can't get a read on Quentin. I don't think I like Quentin.
Can I have another cup, Daddy?
There'll be none left for me.
I think Quentin isn't jerk.
How many have I had? Wait, I don't want to know.
Silly. But like, he does grow on you every once in a while. Like, I'm always sort of pleasantly surprised by Quentin's whole steez. Like, knowing that he's an Alliant, knowing that he's, you know, trying to help Sid and all of that.
A whole day on the line and they're still not dry.
Oh, also remember we learned last time about the bearer's curse, which if a bearer uses too much aether, they start to turn into stone. So yeah. Hey buddy. Mind if I steal that from you?
It seems we have our culprit. Sorry, boy. Someone's waiting for this. And he's waited long enough already.
Aww.
Hopefully this will keep our career out of trouble.
I mean, the letter is going to be completely illegible now. Surely.
The shad's all salted and smoked, but it'll be an age before the stink's gone from my skirts.
But at least you'll have the Grimalkins to keep you company.
Grimalkins are normally folktale creatures, but it's a Final Fantasy game. Are they being serious?
Back, are ya? Did Master Quentin summon ya?
Literally, the dog ate my homework. Oh, I didn't even consider, yeah. Elaine?
Ah, you're Sid's man, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't trouble you for some assistance, could I?
Honestly, handsome, you certainly could.
Some new bearers from Oriflamme just arrived, and it cost Master Quentin a pretty penny to convince their owner to part with them. Man must have been a bloody tyrant. I can't get a peep out of them, try as I might.
They're probably terrified of you.
You're probably right. Dare say it'd take a bearer like yourself to open them up. So, will you have a word with them? Help them settle in?
I can try.
That'll do me. Tell them they're safe, and that if they need anything, they just have to ask.
I'll let them know.
Appreciate it. They're sitting over there, taking a long overdue breather, looks like.
I really hope we're not about to discover that they don't have tongues and that's the reason why they can't talk.
So you're the new arrivals. Is there anything I can get you? You're safe here. They don't punish people like us for speaking our minds.
Truly.
Oh, okay.
I'm hungry. My sister too, we're starving.
Wait here. I'll fetch you something from the tavern.
Thank you.
I won't be long. You stay here and rest.
Oh, yikes.
Don't tell me. Turnips for supper.
But how did the grocer know his daughter?
Can I have another cup, Daddy?
I'll have 2 plates of whatever you're serving.
Sorry. We've enough mouths of our own to feed without tending to the wants of outsiders.
Oh, hi.
It's not for me. It's for some new arrivals.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't see the mark. So you're a comrade. Well, in that case, you may have whatever you require. Take all the bread and wine you want.
That's really all it takes. One look at the innkeeper's mark.
Of course it is. I do as Master Quinton commands, as do we all. And Master Quinton commands that none of his favoured guests be left wanting.
Huh.
Don't keep our new comrades waiting. Take what you need and see that they eat their fill.
How does Quinton have such, like, such a stranglehold
You'll find
on the
bread and
village of
wine on the
Lost Wing?
counter. If you need more, just say the word.
Because, like, if he had managed to protect them,
bread and wine. Hopefully this will be enough.
If he had managed to protect them from the Intelligenceers, that'd be one thing. But like,
Did
he
you
just
not
seems
say
to
we
be a
had new
dude.
comrades in need of feeding?
Huh. Fair enough. We've never gone.
I heard a barrel of Gotham gold will fetch a full talent in the Southern Isles.
And who the hell do you know with a galley?
Can we go up this ladder? Oh, dang. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay. Is this going to be relevant later, or am I just... Okay. A chess! History, orchestrion role, and black blood. Sure. I don't know that I necessarily deserve that, but I'll take it. And there's no fall damage in this game, so we'll just go ahead and pop down like that. Wait. Did we... This is a different way than we had gone up, isn't it? Where are we now?
Master Quinton says we should build around the ruins as much as we're able. Says that they'll withstand any attack. Only problem is, it means living in a labyrinth.
Aww. I guess being the only Alliant who's, like, in the Holy Empire of Sambrique does earn you, like, a lot of loyalty from the people who do actually want to support that cause, right? Okay, sorry. We got that bread and wine for you, my friends.
Don't tell me. Turnips for supper.
Brother, did you see? That bearer spoke to a master.
What manner of place is this?
Oh.
Here. Bread and wine from the tavern.
Okay, my friend. I will... I mean, they'll still be able to see your name, so that's an interesting development. But okay. While the loaf is slightly stale and the wine somewhat watered down, it will serve to fill an empty belly.
May we? Truly?
Damn, that's some bread.
Such plenty. Never in all my days.
We'll catch you, Ender
Brother,
friend.
this
Thanks
place
for
is like
sticking
a
by.
dream. We sat and no one shouted. We ate and more was offered.
I know. I can't believe it.
You're free now. And the next time you're hungry, you need only ask to be fed.
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
What happens to us now?
Nothing bad, I promise. Not ever again.
I feel like I've seen a bit like this back when I was streaming on Twitch. Do I happen to know you guys from anything?
Turnips for supper again.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing?
Master Quinton will never forgive me if I don't save that crop.
Oh, Emil. This, it is very strange to be back in this zone, in part because this is where all of the villagers were being held captive by the Kingdom of Waloed. So
But
it's
you'd like to
curious
see
to see
what's
it this
behind
way.
that door, wouldn't you? Well, not on my watch.
What? What's behind the door? I don't know that I'm super comfortable or happy with that tone of voice, my friend.
I want no trouble. Wait, that's... Oh, glory to Griga. You were the hanged man. I took you for a rogue. If you're a friend of Master Quinton's, then perhaps you'll help me. His vineyard, Lostwing's pride and joy, has been beset by a plague of giant wasps.
And you need someone to solve your pest problem.
I do indeed. I've never seen them so far from the forest, nor so mean, for that matter. I suppose the smell's got 'em worked up, and little wonder. This'll be the finest crop we've ever known if the fiends don't eat it first. I tried chasing them off myself, but they won't flee from the likes of me. And if I don't bring those grapes in for pressing soon, Master Quinton will have my guts for garters. You look like you can handle that blade of yours. Will you put it to use for a comrade in need? Please, rid us of these wasps so I can be about my business.
Sure.
All right. I'll see to it.
Oh, thank you. You'll find them over at Gotan's Bales on the edge of town. And hurry, Lostwing needs those grapes.
I don't know what bit the two of you are doing, but enjoy yourselves. I got a kick out of it. Okay. The mysteries of vinification. While some winemakers will remove the skins of the grapes after pressing, leaving both skin and seeds in the juice to commingle creates a must that is better suited for extended aging, ultimately resulting in a more refined wine. This is all nonsense to me. Then, once the wine calms and settles sufficiently, the skins are removed, and the must is then transferred to wooden barrels of oak or chestnut, which, by allowing the air to leach into the wine, imparts deepened levels of complexity, introducing rich aromas and improving texture, all the while lessening bitterness. Fair enough? You know, I have some friends who I think would be able to maybe better reciprocate some of this energy. But I hope they're able to continue their Uno game and you're able to keep your life, hey? The Hymns of Gregor, or Gregor. And thus did Gregor summon together her 72 spirits of lights, and tell them of the holy heralds she would send to the world below, where there was much strife and suffering, for which she wept. Rejoice, she said, for my heralds who are a part of me, and who are me, shall be as bread unto the starving, and as water unto the thirsty, and shall bring light where there is only darkness. Kind of wild,
Rejoice,
but okay.
my children, for we are the chosen, blessed with the everlasting grace of the goddess.
The two of you take care. Okay. Yeah, let's pop back to the vineyard to deal with the wasps.
That must be the vineyard. A few wasps shouldn't give me too much trouble.
It is interesting that... So, if we accept this core premise, Quentin owns this entire vineyard? Nope, that's not what I meant to do. It's a little bit of overkill, but that's fine. So I didn't tell you guys yet. I got a new ability.
Looks like that was the last of them. I'd better let Quentin's man know.
So you can respec the abilities at no cost. So in here you can go ahead and reset any one ability. So say, you know what, I'm not really feeling Magic Burst. I can go ahead and reset it, which would give me the points that I go back. Or I can go ahead and press the middle contextual button to get rid of all of them. And let me rebuild from scratch. So I had spent a couple of points in things I was no longer using. Some of those being things like Rising Flame, and I had invested in Wicked Wheel, which I didn't want anymore. So I ended up reallocating those points and buying Flames of Rebirth, which is, not gonna lie, pretty amazing. Also, it heals me a little bit, which, like, I gotta be real. Every time I'm in a fight and I'm like, Torgal, my wounds, I always feel a little bit bad.
It's looking to be a fine harvest this year.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing?
Those wasps won't be interfering with your harvest anymore.
Oh, thank you. Master Quinton would have had my head if I'd lost the crop. I'd say you've earned a reward. Our Gotand Rouge fetches a handsome price among the rich and powerful of the realm. We use that money to keep our comrades fed and imperial wolves from our door. The vineyards were Master Quinton's idea. He wanted to give bearers a place to work, a place where they'd be safe.
Well,
how did
you
Quinton
certainly seem to have
come
done
by
that here.
such money and influence?
I'm glad I could help.
I'll see that he hears of your kindness. And once this vintage is ripe for drinking, there'll be a glass or two raised in your honor.
Because Martha we kind of get from being Rosaria, but Quinton is ostensibly a citizen of San Briquet. Huh.
Thanks again. Finally I can harvest those grapes. And with the weather we've had, this year's will be a magnificent vintage for sure.
In before some vampires show up and bleed all of the villagers, and they're like, yes, this is a mighty fine vintage. And then the internet explodes about the vampires and how attractive and tall they are. You know, chat. We've been down this road before. Okay.
Wearing the hanged man now, are we?
You know what that means?
It means that if you ever cross Master Quinton, you'll be doubly sorry.
I don't... Why are you threatening me? Also, sorry, I'm not intimidated by the man. Should I be? Like, what do you know that I don't? He just seems like a lad. And frankly, no offense to your Master Quinton, not a particularly capable lad. Other than, I guess, a mind for numbers and mathematics. It's always the nice ones. He wasn't even particularly nice. Ay.
I heard from a couple of the bearers what you did to them royalists over at the care. Glad you're on our side.
Hell yeah. You're heading out for movie night. Don't do too much plot without you. We'll try not to, Kishnock, but no promises. Quinton is the guy who is, like, in charge of this village. 2 whole gil. Ambassador, you are spoiling us. The village will get their revenge on us. Perhaps I'm just too fixated on the idea of combat prowess. Because, like, again, we defeated the entire group of intelligenceers from...
man. Thank the gods. You're one of us. We were attacked.
Waloed.
Beastmen on the road. Randall knew he didn't play the hero, but... Reckless sod insisted on drawing him off.
Where did this happen?
Further down the road. In the clearing. Please. You have to see that he's safe.
I'll do what I can. You go back to Lost Wing and tell Quinton what happened.
How can they... This is the other thing, is like, how can they not know our strength? We're the ones who saved them from... I'll get over it. This is the thing in RPGs, right? Is that, like... The dynamics...
Goblins. Why am I not surprised? Not this time.
Are, fundamentally different, you know? No, come on, mate. Come on. I am slow on my reaction times today. Oh shit, it's the big swing. Not the big swing. See you in hell. There we go. That's what I want from my timing. Not the big swing. No, come on. Come on. Not the big swing. Well, we did it. Yeah, I too don't know who Michael Jackson is. I too am also very young and out of the loop. Tell me more. What an incredible cultural touchstone to use for that point as well. Oh, buddy. Please be alive. That's not the position of a guy who's alive, is it?
Sorry, Randall. Looks like I was too late. He doesn't deserve to rot by the roadside. I'll speak to Quentin.
Oh, Randall. We hardly knew ye. You gave up keeping with celebrities a long time ago. Do y'all remember, what was it? Like, there was something about, like, one of the Kardashians had taken a salacious picture and, like, it had, like, for some reason exploded into the internet. Like, the Try Guys made an entire video about this, like, photo that, like, they were trying to replicate it. And for whatever reason at the time, I just kept thinking to myself, how does anyone know who these people are?
Well, I heard from a couple of the bearers what you did to them royalists over at the care. Glad you're on our side.
Can I just, like... Damn, he's invincible. I understand why he guards the village now. Clive is a Kardashian equivalent now. I mean, you know. You have a picture of you taken with Kim Kardashian that's on TMZ? Damn, Kaya, I didn't realize you were a celebrity. And Arachnid's Grip Carol, ooh, it's good to see you. We should be going into the inn. My sweet, beautiful Torgal.
After it.
Oh. Okay.
Sun's setting fast.
Ah, there you are. My man told me what happened. And? I can't help but notice you're alone.
Sorry, Quentin.
Damn it. I feared as much.
He's not far from the south gate. I trust you'll do right by him.
Of course. I'll send someone right away. I knew he was brave, though I didn't know he was reckless. Poor fool.
And you known him long?
A while. I liked the fact that he didn't shy away from dangerous work, and he liked what I paid.
Because it helped keep the hideaway afloat.
I'll tell Sid what happened here. I expect he'll be none too pleased to learn of Randall's fate. And I suppose you're none too happy either. For your trouble.
I don't know what it is that you're seeing, Presna, but I'd love to be put into the loop. And also Kaya. I mean, fair. But also... TMZ, I don't even know what TMZ is. That's one of those celebrity news shows, right? Wow, 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 wow. You should be so honored. Okay. But detours aside... I think we'll fast travel to the Dragon's Eyrie. Was this? Huh. I guess this was the closest. You shame an old lady for not knowing who you are? Listen, if TMZ came to my house and rescued me from a bunch of robbers, I would be, you know, ashamed of myself for not recognizing TMZ, which is what Clive did for their village. I'd argue that these two are legally distinct. Yeah, the person who did it specifically. Clive opened the door. It's whatever. I mean, I'm sure it's also, at least in part, a trauma response on their side. Ah, okay. And this was a gate that was locked before. Interesting. Actually...
There.
Yeah.
Northreach.
Never mind, we'll fill out the rest of the map later.
The soldiers used to speak of a brothel. But that was north of the checkpoint. I hope the dame has friends in the south.
You put it in live stream discussion. Hey, anybody who's curious, go check it out.
moment, my lady.
A moment? I doubt you could afford even that much of my time. Branded.
My mistake.
Damn, okay.
No, mine. Upon reflection, you don't have the scent of a branded about you. The flowers. Otto always did know how to please me. More than Sid ever did anyway. Do you think you could please me, Clive?
Jill! Oh!
You're the dame.
Let us leave such impersonal titles to my less preferred clientele. You can call me Isabel. Otto assured me I could trust you. I can trust you, can't I?
You can trust me, yes, but... why would you?
Help you? Because that's what we do. Long ago, Sid did me a kindness when no one else would.
The difference between her and Benedicta is staggering.
That. Without it, I would not be where I am today. And so, I make it a point to do the same whenever possible. Which brings us here. To the final obstacle between you and whatever it is you seek in the holy capital. I fear the guards are not likely to let a masterless bearer pass unmolested, unless...
Unless...
Unless, of course, his master deigned to appear.
Okay, so this is what we're playing?
That will do nicely.
Okay.
But I shall expect a favor in return.
Who are we bullying or strong-arming or attacking, yeah? That's the difference between a normal person and a dominant status. No, I actually meant it in the other way, in that, okay. So, I don't know if YouTube has a stance on this, and if I'm about to, you know, ruin any chances of me getting partner with YouTube. My personal stance has always been sex work is human work, legalize it, regulate it, normalize it. And I feel like that is one of those things that some games can capture a little bit better than others, is that Benedicta, right, was sort of like beating us over the head with it. And in fairness, it could be a position of power thing, right? In much the same way that the Vicereine...
They get that color.
Okay. In much the same way that the Vicereine, you know, sort of bludgeoned people with the idea that she's the Archduchess. Pay attention to me. I deserve all of the focus. You know, Benedicta sort of did the same thing, right? Benedicta was like, I'm a female on the battlefield. Which, like, I mean, here's the thing. It worked. It thoroughly worked. But I don't know. The way Benedicta went about it versus the way anybody else went about it, or rather, in this particular instance, Isabel went about it. So anyways...
Have you no other bearers? Those two look rather... used.
Used? Yes, but spent? Hardly. They've both at least a good year left in them.
Yikes. Can I free them? Come on, friends, we're leaving.
You won't find carpets like this in the capital. I can assure you.
I mean... Okay, fair enough, I guess.
You want something, you come back with your master. I won't sell to some stray branded.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome.
It's so curious.
I do like a customer who knows what he wants.
It's so curious that, we haven't gotten any updated equipment for a while.
Come back again.
Are you gonna buy something or not?
Alright, well, here's our only option.
What the hell are you doing?
Tut tut. We cannot have people thinking I tolerate disobedience from my branded.
The men who gave me this are no more my masters than you are. But it's not as if I can hide it.
From the moment you acquired it, that brand has done naught but take. But today, it is going to give you exactly what you want. Just play along.
Because she's talking about the...
Back to the Vale already?
The social illusion.
But of course, we must make ready to welcome you, my dear.
And who might this be?
Why, my new escort. The streets aren't safe for a girl, what with all the royalists about.
Well, don't work him too hard.
Well, that rather depends on you now, doesn't it? I'll see you all at sunset.
Oi, hold up. Another fucking branded. Well, you're lucky you're with the dame. Now get out of my sight, filth.
Cool, we love it here.
That wasn't so bad.
Wasn't so bad. They might have recognized me.
But they didn't. And even if they had, they wouldn't have done anything about it. The gentlemen of the garrison are some of my best customers. We have an arrangement, as do you and I. Now, if you'd care to follow me, we can speak more at the Vale.
I presume we're gonna meet Jill and Sid there.
Doesn't seem like I have much of a choice.
What more did you want to happen at the gate? There are a highly limited number of ways that can go, right? Well, at least.
That's the day done then. Drinks and the Vale.
How about the Vale, then drinks?
Okay. So these are the Imperials that we've been, like, carving up left, right, and
What are you
center.
bleeding shit-a-bed bearer?
Wow. I was gonna say, I hope I can buy stuff from the blacksmith here. I don't want that anymore. More animations versus, hey, stop you, okay, you're good to go. I mean, they're really, you know, highlighting the dehumanization part of it, right? Also, I was about to comment on, how small Oriflamme felt, but I guess this isn't Oriflamme proper, right? This is just the checkpoint. You like Rowan's dehumanization more, felt a bit more organic. I mean, these are definitely, oh, pardon me. It's definitely not interested in, how organic versus, like, this is not emergent storytelling, right? Like, this is the core gameplay route. Oh, it's such a shame the Holy Empire are such absolute sleaze bags. Oh, excuse me.
The markets are a veritable midden, teeming with vermin.
Ugh, you need not remind me. Their incessant chittering is ringing in my ears even now.
I do love the pretension of their noble folk, though, hey? Very classic. Okay.
My cousin in the capital said they lost one of the wolves to an ether flood.
It was a good thing they got more than one then, eh? You! Where the devils who dwell upon western shores? His radiance did command a great legion across the Dane, yet none did return, devoured all by the...
Oh, literally what?
Oh, grandfather, stop bothering this poor man and eat your supper.
It almost sounds like he's talking about Ifrit. Oh well. Okay. Bye, old man. I've got a date with a madame.
I haven't seen you around the Vale of late. Oh, don't tell me you've grown tired of us.
It's not that. The garrisons are being called back to the capital. We're to join the legions.
If you're pulling back garrisoned troops to join... Because, like, garrisons, right, are, like, very, stagnant and focused on the defense of a specific location. If you march your garrison troops out into the field, you are in a bad place.
And if anyone requests her company, tell them she is feeling unwell.
Madame, you look stunning.
As do you, my dear.
Shall I have one of the girls draw a bath?
That won't be necessary.
I assume Isabel is one of the Alliance, right?
Clive, my darling. Welcome to the Vale.
Don't know that that was a particularly stunning camera zoom out, but we'll take it, I guess. Okay. Do y'all have anything to say? Negatory. Okay, we'll definitely keep going, friend. But give me 10 shakes of a lamb's tail. I want to go back to the hideaway and turn in my last side quest, please.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
The reports from Eastpool are...
Sorry.
disturbing.
I was just trying to skip.
Maybe I should just own up to what Owen said. Oh, there you are. I just got back to the hideaway and thankfully Otto hasn't seen me yet. I don't suppose you,
Found the things you dropped. I did.
I was so sure they'd be gone. And the letter?
Only a little worse for wear.
Oh. We didn't read them. Oh, I didn't try to read them. Supplies and a letter intended for the hideaway. We won't read other people's mail. That's a felony.
No more skulking about in the shadows for me, then. And all thanks to you. Losing those supplies was one thing, but if Sid had found out about that letter...
Is it about Cursebreaker business?
If only. It's from his daughter.
Oh?
She's off studying in Canver, and her letters are all that keeps Sid sane while she's away.
You never mentioned a daughter.
Also, where in God's name is Canver? What?
He's a busy man. And thanks to you, he won't be wasting his time smiting careless couriers with levin bolts. So I'd say you did us both a service. Here, for your troubles. If there's anything you're wanting from Sid, today's the day. He'll be sweet as honey once he gets his hands on this.
Aww. Sid is a doting, loving father? Huh. Does make you wonder who the mother is. Because apparently Sid has boned Gav. Sid has boned Martha. Sid has boned Isabel. Is there anyone Sid hasn't boned yet? Not to, like, be judgmental or anything, but, like...
Fancy giving us a hand?
The wife
Here
is
you
probably
go.
dead. Yeah. What's weird about this is this implies that Rowan is a member of the, like, group?
Seen enough?
But I'm choosing to not believe that. Anyways. Sorry, I'm on my way. Oh wait, no, actually, before we go. Because we still haven't gotten access to new
And
equipment.
what do you want?
Do we need to help Rowan?
Go on, then.
Can someone...
No.
I don't normally like to ask for spoilers or anything like that. Can someone who's not afraid of spoilers, and I am sorry,
what do you want?
check if helping Rowan gives me access to new weapons and armor and everything?
We're counting on you. You and Jill both.
Because it feels like it has been an absurdly long period of time before we were able to get new equipment. But that might just be on me, right?
Are you gonna buy something or not?
You did all the side quests and you don't remember. Yeah, exactly.
Don't think I haven't got my eye on you, Branded.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Just small rewards. Thank you, Aster. Nothing and nobody else. Okay.
Thank you for seeing me through the gates, my lady. I am in your debt.
Well, that was the whole point, wasn't it? And I told you, it's Isabel. Whatever wound you so tight, I wonder. It's certainly not Sid's influence.
You, mentioned a favor. What is it you'd have me do? I don't want to keep my companions waiting.
If you mean Sid and the girl, you needn't worry. They have yet to reach the checkpoint. Yes, Otto asked me to help them as well. But to answer your question, I need you to find someone for me. One of my girls. Tatienne has been gone for several days now, having left no word of explanation. And I've begun to fear the worst.
I feel as if I've spent my whole life searching for people. Though I can't say I'm any good at it.
I trust you'll do your best. Oh, and take this.
You hope that it's she found love? Me too.
Proof of that trust. And hopefully enough to keep prying eyes from looking too closely at that handsome face of yours. Now, I have matters to attend to at the Iron Flagon. If you find anything, ask for me there.
Iron Flagon probably being the one tavern of the area, sure.
I should probably start here.
You wear the dame's brooch. She must trust you.
Enough to have me look for one of your colleagues. A woman by the name of
That used to
Tatiana.
be what the
She's
favor
still missing
at
then.
the lists used to be for
If
like
only I'd
jousts and that
comforted
sort of
her.
thing.
You saw her before she disappeared.
The day before, she was in tears. She'd lost her comb, a gift from the dame. It wasn't anything fancy, but you could tell it meant the world to her. You see, Tatiana was an orphan, and she looked upon the dame as a mother, as do we all.
Oh.
So she was upset.
And I didn't lend her my shoulder. But perhaps someone else did. Tatiana shared a room. Her chambermaid may have seen something. She's over there, sitting by the pond.
Thank you. Let's see what her chambermaid can tell us then.
So you're the new escort the girls have been talking about.
I literally
You've already
just
been
got
sent off
here.
on an errand, eh? Poor boy. You'll be knackered before the real work begins later on tonight.
Oh, do you think...
Told you share a bedchamber with Tatiana.
Oh,
Did
that
she
kind of escort.
say anything to you before?
Before she went missing. Only that she needed to meet with someone. She did mention a name, but I know exactly who she meant.
You do?
Lad from the garrison. Annoying little shit. Spent every guil he earned on Tatiana, and picked fights with anyone else who tried to buy her time. Followed her around like a lost puppy. Tatiana was flattered at first, but it didn't take long for her to get scared. She thought about saying something. But the dame was so proud of her for how much she was bringing in, and she didn't want to let her down.
This
That's
man from the
right.
garrison. Did you ever see him?
Of course I did. He tried to sneak into our room enough times. Slimy sod's got a scar over one eye. Claims he got it in battle.
No one has ever gotten a scar
You've
over
been
an
very
eye
helpful.
from a fight.
Don't let him get away with this. Find him, and you'll find her.
A man from the garrison. Seems a trip to the barracks is in order.
Otherwise, you would have lost the eye.
I haven't seen you around the Vale of late.
That's the day done then.
How do I get over there? Ah, okay.
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale, then, is it?
What do you think? Nothing like a quick tumble on another man's coin.
Yikes.
I'm looking for a man with a scar over his eye.
Looking for a man? Does this look like a brothel, Branded? Fuck off.
Hold your tongue. He wears the dame's brooch. One word from him and the Vale's doors will be barred to us for good.
Sure, okay.
There's only one man in the garrison with a dodgy eye. His name's Yannick. I haven't seen him around lately, though.
On account of him being in war. Yeah, Yannick left a few days back. Said he had dealings with a merchant there.
The dame thanks you. Moor is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
Most likely. Fools there nigh on every night.
I hope it isn't that the guy stole her brooch so that way he could sell it and make money to hire her more, because that would be very...
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars, but thank goodness I found you.
Stole it
Can
to
I
kidnap
trust you
her?
to be discreet?
About what?
About this. About what I wish to ask of you. About the fact that I, a humble creature, assist the Dame of the Vale in her endeavors. As unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Sambraquois society who find the Empire's treatment of bearers to be barbaric.
All
Okay,
right.
bud.
But what do you want from me?
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearers, and yet many would see their servants starve. Not for the want of coin, simple fare cost little more than a pittance, but to revel in the suffering of others, a simple act of cruelty. Contemptible though it is, my countrymen would sooner cut off their noses to spite their faces than see their bearers fed. And despite my best attempts at secrecy, my efforts to dole out comestibles have been noticed.
They are good robes.
Brings me to my request. The brand upon your cheek affords you a certain freedom. A freedom I could sorely use.
What do you need me to do? For sure.
Fine. What do you need me to do?
Oh, thank you. An extra meal may not seem like much, but it will make all the difference. Here, deliver these, but keep them hidden. Quickly now. What food I can provide goes where the need is greatest. And today that happens to be the barracks. 3 bearers, overworked and underfed, not permitted a moment's rest.
It's no wonder so many die before their time.
Tragic, true, but do not let anger make you careless. People will view this act of mercy as an undermining of the Empire's authority. Be discreet for both our sakes, and for the sake of those we feed. Oh, and when you're finished, a word in the ear of one of the Dame's girls would be appreciated.
You won't be staying then?
I'm afraid not. I am expected back in the capital, and have already risked much speaking with you this long.
Crystal's curse is bad enough. We can't let people starve as well.
It's rough.
What do you
right?
reckon Yannick's done to us?
Sergeant's got it in for us two. As if either of us needs to brush up on our swordcraft.
He wouldn't doubt our swordcraft if he'd seen us stand a veil last night.
That's because people colloquially use the term sword to refer to their penis.
Where's your commanding officer branded? Don't you know the training grounds are for real soldiers?
Hey, you lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind. The infantry always needs more bodies, though.
I'm just passing through.
But I don't bloody believe it. The bastard's wearing the moon and stars.
That'll be why he's strutting about like he owns the place.
The Dame
Sorry,
laughed when we
Buds.
offered her our protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor's finest?
More than a couple.
I dare say there's ways of finding out.
Okay,
How
bud.
about it, Branded? Care to show us how you earned that brooch?
This
I'd rather
feels...
not.
Oh, no doubt. Only chivalrous souls that we are.
This feels
Goblin
like
and I need
I
to know
shouldn't
the
have the
dame's being
option to accept it.
properly looked after.
Like, okay. On one hand, I get to beat them up, which is awesome. But on the other hand, surely they take this opportunity to get me arrested, right? Because, like, it doesn't matter if I wish this had lasting consequences. Yeah, like, I'm flabbergasted. Save and do it? Yeah, we'll see.
Suit yourself? Looks like the dame keeps her pets on a tight leash.
Yeah, I doubt she'd thank us for giving him a thrashing anyway.
Because, like,
Sergeant's got it in for us.
the two of them can't be that tough, can they?
to. As if either of us needs to...
Hey, I'd rather...
Oh, no.
Fine. If it'll put your mind at ease.
Oh, and just so you know, I won't be holding back. I suggest you don't either.
Because neither of
Take
these
a
are
moment to get
Imperial
ready if you need
Dragoons.
it. Wouldn't want you whining about an unfair fight.
Like this is just a truly bizarre side quest. Like, I do revel in the opportunity to beat them up, but like.
Now, let's get the measure of you, shall we?
If that's what you want.
Cocky bastard. All right, let's be having you. Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, tell her it was Leon who gave you the pounding. Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon. All right. So you know one end of a blade from the other. Enough.
Okay.
Fuck me.
What the hell are you playing at, Leon? Ah, so it's a real challenge he wants, is it? Fine. Sword up, bearer. Let's have some fun, shall we?
I like.
Why the bearer win the dame's favour anyway?
By knowing when to hold my tongue for a start.
Stay down! You got potential. I'll give you that.
Because like the other thing too is like we were
Stay down.
we were the what was the name of our like assassination squad? We were like an elite group of assassins, right?
Can I go now?
Grieger's gas. The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
The dame's man or no, he's still a branded. Best hope the sergeant never hears about this.
But like, surely they would
After
know
the
about
bollocking he
that
gave us
units
for missing
exist.
drills. Might be the old sod had a point.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, good bloody riddance. At least we know the dame's in safe hands, I suppose.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this, tell her we got a good few hits in, eh?
Abso-fucking-lutely not, mates. The only reason why I'm willing to do this one is because I got to commit violence against you, friends.
The Emperor's finest, thrashed by a branded. The sergeant may be a surly bastard, but he had our number, all right. Extra drills it is, then.
I mean, sure, they don't know that we specifically were a part of that unit, but...
Are you waiting for it to heal on its own? Hurry up!
Looks like now's not the time.
The reason why I bring it up is that surely they would be, like, conceptually aware of it, right?
You look like you need a rest.
Bears comestibles. Food prepared by Matthew for 3 overworked and underfed bears employed in Northreach's garrison.
Not half as much as I need this. Thank you. I daren't eat it here, though. Not where anyone might see. Has it always been this bad? Oh, it was worse before the Chamberlain. I'd be dead without him.
Damn.
And many others. That's something at least.
Am I crazy? Chamberlain is a high-ranking position, right? Like, I know Neville Chamberlain is the name of the prime minister at around the like start of World War II. But a Chamberlain is like a steward, right?
I have something for you.
It can change based on nation. Fair enough.
From the Chamberlain. Thank you. You need to leave. Now. Please.
Branded! Who told you to rest? Stoke those damn flames! And you! If you've got a message for me, out with it. If not, return to your post.
Ooh, I've got a message for you with my fists, buddy. Her hand, yeah.
What do you reckon Yannick's done?
Enough! Curse you! Get away from me! You'll work faster next time if you know what's good for you!
Here. It looks like you need it.
Poor buddy.
The Chamberlain must have sent you. But alas, my work is far from over. If I don't go now, they'll beat me.
Being a
rest.
healer.
But I won't. I've wounds to heal and bones to mend.
Being a healer bear would
what
be
of your
the
own hurts?
worst.
Then wait. That's what my hunger. Thank you, though.
'Cause, like, wind person was, like, drying clothing. Fire person was...
Drover has more regard for his cattle than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, I'd better head to the Vale.
Fire was, you know, stoking the flames, which would be...
Bastard! Accident my arse!
You know, bad, but...
It's not been half a moon since Bellinger's tour, and they'd have us march again.
That's what we signed up for.
I presume the healer bearers are the ones who are being, like, driven to the point of, falling for the curse for petrifying fastest, right? Because here's the thing, is that you absolutely you drag a bearer in who's a healer to a man who's dying, and even if the wounds are beyond what magic can heal, the bearer just would probably be killed and taken the blame for it, right? Like, you purposefully didn't heal my friend. And, like, what are they going to do? Say, no, I did everything I could. Like, the Empire doesn't care,
You're one
right?
of the dames, I see. Well, you'd best be back to the Vale before the sun sets. Once the men of the garrison have filled their bellies with liquid courage, a brooch won't stay their tempers.
Fair, bestie.
Ugh, the markets are a veritable midden.
Excuse me, you there? The gentleman with the sword?
Okay, Etienne?
I cannot help but notice you bear the moon and stars. So you are an associate of the dames? Might I trouble you for some assistance? You'll be rewarded, of course.
And who exactly would I be assisting?
Oh, forgive me. I am Etienne, a humble merchant, though fortunate enough to count the dame among my acquaintances. I have business beyond these walls, but the guards have grown somewhat suspicious of my comings and goings of late. I was hoping someone might be kind enough to go in my stead. And who better than someone in the employ of the Vale's proprietress? Would you be willing to help a fellow in his hour of need?
Why are the guards suspicious? Sure.
Why not? Marvelous. The task is simple enough. Pass through the gate and deliver packages to a few of my most valued clients. There are 3 in total. A grocer, an apothecary, and a distiller. You need only mention that the items you carry are fresh from the master's table.
Are you cannibals?
Nothing dangerous, I hope. Why, of course not. Merely trifles, which folk beyond the checkpoint are keen to get their hands on.
Y'all are cannibals,
And
aren't you?
Though I cannot prevent you from peeking, I advise that you don't. Strongly advise.
I am going to open it right here, right now. Save. I mean... Y'all are gonna turn out to be cannibals. Heavy purse. Every jounce and jostle of this unexceptional leather sack is accompanied by an eerily melodic tinkling that is likely best ignored. What? I mean, so obviously I can't open it. Every jounce and jostle of this unexceptional leather sack is accompanied by an eerily melodic tinkling that is likely best ignored. What? And like, obviously I can't investigate it, I guess. Bizarre. Bizarre. Why are you being so secretive about it? This seems like a normal thing to do, actually.
Well then, I suppose you'll need a little...
Damn, they got a fairy. I mean, I assume it's just crystals. Oh.
Clive, tell me you bear good tidings.
That remains to be seen.
Hey, Isabel, what does this bag sound like to you?
Oh, Tatienne, you could have told me.
This Yannick. The soldiers I spoke to believe he's in the village of Moor. According to them, he claimed to have some business with a merchant there. Though that wouldn't explain his continued absence.
And you plan on traveling to Moor to ascertain the truth?
Isn't that what you want?
Oh, it is, but I fear sending you there may cause more harm than good. The people of Moor are rather set in their ways. You'll find they have little love for bearers, and they will not hesitate to report one such as you to the constabulary. There is a man in Moor who owes me a favor. More than one, in fact. His name is Bertrand, and he works at the stables. Tell him I sent you.
I shall return as soon as I find something.
That's the day done then. Drinks and the
I did actually come here not to continue the quest, but
No one's allowed through the
Fruit's
gate.
not getting any fresher.
You say these are all from Dalmekia?
There's nothing here for your kind, Branded. Go on now, shoot.
I have a delivery from Etienne. Fresh from the master's table.
what is it that I'm handing over?
Why didn't you say so? Times are hard. But this here'll make 'em less so. For a while, at least.
Oh, is it?
Sorry about the welcome. I meant nothing by it. You wait right here.
Stolen jewelry? I'm thinking some sort of eerily humming drugs?
Here. You can tell Etienne I'm a man of my word.
Perfume.
Oriflamme's finest. Just as promised.
I don't understand. Like, because if it was just jewelry, how would the checkpoint know that it was stolen? You know what I mean?
I have no business with branded.
Well, I have business with you. A package. Fresh from the master's table.
I do not know you. Where is the merchant, Etienne?
Somewhere the gate guards won't be paying him or his affairs any mind.
Fine. Hand over the goods and be gone. This is lighter than usual. Branded, if I discover you have played me false...
I can always take it back.
You will do no such thing. Your master should cut out your insolent tongue. Had you been the tool of any other man, I would see you clapped in chains. Payment. Take it and get out of my sight.
This guy's so cool.
Cigars. Those cigars are worth more than your life. Do be careful.
Oh, man.
Speak of this to anyone, and there'll be nightshade in your morning gruel.
Oh, man, I wish I could burn this man's entire stall down. Oh, man. I guess that's not fair. I guess I wish I could murder him and then redistribute all of his herbs. Because the herbs didn't do anything wrong, but you know.
It all smells so delightful.
Just because you're wearing a dame's brooch, don't mean I have to serve you. It's you that should be serving me, Branded.
I warn you now, I don't sell to your kind, whether you have the coin or not. Where's your master, anyway?
Etienne sent me.
Didn't know he had his own bearer. Business must be booming. All right, quickly now, before the guards notice.
Okay.
That is no burden off my back. And this is for Etienne.
All this for a drink.
Not just any drink. The very best. Specially distilled for my most discerning customers. The guards find that, they'll seize it before you can blink. You keep it well hidden, all right?
What's happening?
Etienne likes it. Tell him there's more where that came from. For a price, of course.
Of course. Perfume, cigars, and spirits. Someone has expensive tastes. The question is, how can they afford to maintain them? I suppose there's only one way to find out.
The aether crystals, them being aether crystals could explain the eerie humming.
That's the day done then.
Bertrand was a loyal patron of the Vale, until his appetite exceeded his means. Now he is loyal to me.
But how would What's-His-Bucket get?
I haven't seen you around the Vale of late.
How would Etienne get crystals?
Ah, you have returned. I believe these are yours.
Box of cigars. After the leaves of the tobacco plant, of course, are harvested, they are dried and cured for several moons to improve their flavor before being finely chopped and rolled inside a single uncut leaf. Though no other ingredients are added, the resulting cigars are possessed of the distinct aroma of vanilla, cherry, and clove. Essence of rose. It is said that the petals of 20 roses are required to distill a single drop of fragrant rose oil. And brandy wine. A potent spirit made by distilling wine and then aging in barrels for several decades. As such, it remains a luxury, even for the aristocracy.
Delightful. The dame will be pleased.
Oh.
You don't say. And would she be pleased to learn what you had to exchange for those items?
You mean the crystals?
Okay,
need to
so
be
it
coy,
was
my
crystals. Interesting.
Why not just tell me in the first place?
An honest man wears deception like shackles about his ankles. I couldn't risk you stumbling under the gaze of the guards. After all, we both know the punishment for dealing in unsanctioned crystals, even such morsels as I provide. And if you don't know what this day's work may have cost you, then, well, I dare say you'll sleep all the better for it. Despite the risk, our friends beyond the wall gladly give their finest and most treasured wares for the paltry crumbs I trade in.
I didn't realize crystals were so scarce here.
As scarce as chocobo teeth, hence the thriving market for even the scantest fragments. Do you think it vulgar that I profit from the hardship of others?
I think you're doing what you believe is necessary.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't doubt the dame would agree. A reward for a job well done. I have the goods I was commissioned to gather, and the guards are none the wiser. I thank you, as will our mutual friend when she hears of how you have aided me.
Ironically, out of the four of them, obviously, Etienne is the one that I've enjoyed interacting with the most. Like, hey, you know what, bud? More power to you. Excuse me. He vibing? Yeah, for sure. Okay. I need to go on a very quick break, my friends. Use the restroom, do all the usuals. So, obviously, we're not going to run any ads, because I can't do that on YouTube. But we will be back in a short bit. Catch you all soon. See ya! Okay, and we're back. We're finishing turning in side quests, and then we're probably going to start the next leg of the main quest, but I'm probably going to call it at 10 p.m. tonight, my friends. 10 p.m. EST. So, yeah. Let's keep rocking and rolling.
All right. Are you here for business or pleasure?
Business, though not my own. The Chamberlain put me to work delivering food.
Ah, so he found someone to help him then. Just as well. I hear his friends back at court have been taking a little too much interest in him of late.
So he really is a Chamberlain.
There was a time when he was the Vale's most illustrious customer. Us girls thought of him as a generous uncle. He was one of the only people round here who seemed bothered by the way the Empire treats its bearers.
Rare for one in his position.
A fact not wasted on the Dame. A little nudge from her is all it took, and he became the patron saint of Northreach's starving masses. My sisters and I may have lost an uncle, but bearers are being fed for a change, so we don't grumble. Much.
Glad to hear it.
Gives you faith, though, doesn't it? To know there are people out there like him. And you, for that matter. It's no wonder the Dame's got a soft spot for you.
Aww.
I better be going.
Also, I do think it is worth pointing out that you know, Clive is not like no part of Clive is excited about being by the Vales. You know what I mean? Like, Clive could have been told, you're gonna go to a seafood market, or literally any other place, or any other time, or any other thing.
These crystals here are for citizens only. There's none for the likes of you.
Bearers don't need crystals. And I don't know, for some reason that, like...
Oriflamme, how many bearers suffer to keep your granaries full?
There just is something comical about it to me.
You see it too, then? It's not just me bleary eyes playing tricks on me.
I saw the blue chocobo as well,
If you mean
yeah.
the waves stopped at full crest, then yes, I do. How could I miss the bleeding thing?
Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about, the wave stopping at full crest. Unless they mean that crystalline formation. Because I guess... Yeah, I guess there's nobody nearby who could have caused it. Unless it was Jill doing an ice thing, hey? River Chocobo, an old Final Fantasy VII reference. Oh, okay.
That's enough for today, Branded.
You bet the blue can walk on water. Is that the special power of the blue chocobos in 7?
Go on, back to the pens with you. I need you fit for the morrow's harvest.
I do like that it describes them as villains. Or villain. I don't know how I would pronounce it otherwise, but yeah.
That's enough dallying, you two.
Ugh. Torgal just frolicking in the fields. Yeah.
Up, The lot of you. There's still work to be done.
You heard me. Shift your asses.
Abstracted word with a new meaning.
You, branded, here, now.
Sure, I'll
You're
listen to
late.
what you have to say.
What kept you?
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? A wild beast is savaging my boy. Well, don't just stand there gawping. Rescue him.
Oh, fuck. We don't know who he is. He is just a random noble of the his son is being savaged by a wild beast. Oh God.
The insolence. Someone needs to learn to break his slaves.
The sins of the father should never fall upon the son. Ugh.
Late for what?
Did they? Well,
The kid is gonna turn out to be a
Alright.
piece of shit.
Where is he?
But
my. He's over that way, towards the coast. Go and see that you kill the beast.
if someone had
whose
told me,
son's in mortal danger, he didn't seem all that worried. Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
The wolf! It's going to eat me!
Not if I can help it. Stay back. I'll deal with this.
like, the thing is that in theory, because we've talked about this before, in theory, the kid is a tabula rasa, right? Like, just because his father is a POS doesn't mean the kid has to be. And I shouldn't judge the kid before I've met them, right? So, let's do this.
No! You weren't supposed to kill Wolfie. You were supposed to die.
Sure.
Father will have you whipped for this. Bearers aren't supposed to win. They never win.
What is this? Your father said you were being attacked.
So
You're
it
not
was some
supposed to
cruel
talk.
game.
Stop looking at me like that. We were only having fun.
Having fun?
Why are you still speaking? Father will hear of this.
Got real Joffrey energy, right?
The wolf's work, no doubt. But it's not the wolf that's to blame. Someone needs to put an end to this before it happens again.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! You bet your ass we're gonna put an end to this. Oh, I have never been more excited to smite a parent and child.
You, Brandy, come here. How dare you frighten my son? You slaughter his poor pet, and then have the gall to return, head held high. That wolf was trained. Better trained by far than your worthless kind. You are the entertainment, nothing more. And we are most certainly not entertained.
You're also literally
Nor
not
am I.
armed, buddy.
You'll pay for what you've done.
See? I told you, he talks too much. It's not right. I don't like him, Father.
You're not the branded I bought, are you? How dare you deceive me? Well, the sins of the slave are the sins of the master. Go!
Literally the
Summon
opposite of what I was
unlucky
saying,
wretch
right?
you answer to.
That wretch would be the dame. This feels like the peaceful option, the like, oh, you know, like, okay, I am a little slave, and I don't want to cause any trouble or cause any ripples in the waves. No, it's me, mother trucker. You want to go with this? Let's go.
That unlucky wretch would be me. I'm my own master. I'm beholden to no one, and I take orders from no one.
Lies! Do you think I cannot see that brand on your face?
Shut your mouth and listen. Those bearers you killed, they were people. They felt fear and pain, just as you do. And unless you wish to share in their suffering, you would do well to remember we are not your playthings.
Father, he's scaring me.
How dare you threaten us? How dare you?
Can't we just buy another hound? A bigger one, a better one.
Of course, my son. I'll have the villagers fetch us another. With jaws powerful enough to nip this branded's head clean off his shoulders.
And then we leave? That can't be right.
I'm wasting my time. But I can't just leave those bearers lying out there. They deserve a proper burial. That much I can do at least.
We are absolutely going to give them a proper
How many
burial.
bearers have lost their lives to this nobleman's sport?
Now to find you and me. These peasants must have one chained up somewhere.
And then we can play again.
Dennis, noble scion. Yeah, seriously, sick 'em Torgal, blame it on the wolves. The other thing that's like, should have gone with the first option. Pretty sure the dame is of a higher rank than those two. I don't think so. I think the thing is that the dame, for all of her power in Northreach, right, is a lady of the night, right? Whereas the grandee is actually of gentry, right? I don't think going with the first option would have done
All victims of the noble scales.
anything different.
You must be Clive. How do you know my name? The Dame. I'm in her service, like yourself. Never gets any easier, burying the dead. Is that what you're here to do? The mistress has me see to it that none are left to the crows. Since you're here, can you give me a hand?
Excuse me.
Gladly. Let's put them to rest.
Because the other thing that we need to remember, right, is like, it's not just that there is a citizen class and a slave class. It's that there's stratifications within the citizenry, right? There are nobles who, by tracing their bloodline, claim that they have more rights, more value in their stock and their bloodline and their
May
breeding.
their burden finally be lifted. I take it you slew the nobleman's pet? I did. Now I expect they'll find another soon enough. And when it gets here, more bearers will die. How can they think so little of sending us to the slaughter? Simple. Because you are not them. Bearers
And
are
as long as
tools
you can
when they're
other
needed,
them.
and toys when they're not. And if one breaks, well, you can always buy another. Still, such attitudes don't always go unpunished.
Hell yeah!
Is this your doing?
Of course not. Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite one into your home, he's gonna tear your throat out eventually. Same with bearers. Fed or not, they don't lack for fangs. What will folk do when they bite back, I wonder? The realm's less two murderous bastards, and I won't mourn the loss. Here. For the help.
This sucks. I am so into that.
Take it. You never know. Our paths may cross again. Till then.
Lemmy had brought up 1,000 million years ago, and I had been distracted during the time, unfortunately. The idea of structuralism, that things will be the way that they were. And then he disappears, a ghost, yeah, right? And there's so much there. There's so much to be unpacked. And I think none the least of it is the idea that the nobleman uses a very human thing, right? The idea that one's child can be in danger, something that I think most humans can relate to and empathize or sympathize with. And then, right, like uses that specifically to like jab a knife in and twist it and then murder people because of it. And the fact that the child also derives some pleasure from it, I would not define any of them as neurotypical. So, you know. Let's go check their carriage real fast. God, I wish it had been Ardtorgal, but somehow it does make it sweeter. Oh! Oh! Look at these bloody stains on the ground. Man, what a crying shame.
You heard me. Shift your asses.
What a shame we were too late. We were definitely on our way to hell.
Had another branded drop in the field yesterday.
How do they expect us to finish the harvest when the ones the capital sends us are already half stone?
Incredible.
Have you seen my Chloe? I let her out of her pen while I did my chores, but she hasn't come back yet.
I presume Chloe is going to be the name of their
Please,
branded.
can you help me look for her?
I can't promise I'll find her, but I'll try. Describe her to me.
No, it's gotta be
Beautiful
branded.
white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. So quiet and kind. And she likes walking in the wheat. I know the fields are big, but she's never got lost before. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything since yesterday. It is my job to feed her.
In that case, let's not keep her waiting. That's a lot of field to search. With a little luck, someone might have seen her.
You'd cry if it's another kid. I mean, there is certainly a non-zero chance of it being another kid.
You work these fields? I need to ask you something.
A branded. And an outsider at that, judging by the lack of manners. Why should I help you, eh? You tell me that.
Because a girl from the village asked me to find her pet, Chloe.
Yeah, I mean, the pet is going to be...
Oh, little Lisette.
The pet is going to be a brand.
Last I saw, the filthy creature was sniffing about the windmill. That girl's old enough to know she should tie her pet up when she's finished playing with it.
The windmill.
Off with you now. I won't have idle branded underfoot.
Oh boy.
Chloe?
No. Because this dog has brown
More
hair.
brown than white. You're not Chloe, are you, girl? Is that someone napping on the job? I hope they don't mind the interruption.
I don't think it's napping.
The crystal's curse.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
What?
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe?
She's dead.
Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic.
Yep.
You knew you were my favourite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one.
Yeah.
I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you? A plaything? Do you really not care that she's dead?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever. Giving another bearer her name won't change that.
No, don't say that.
It's true. And without that brand, she would have been just another girl.
I don't think we're gonna get through
Somebody's
to her,
daughter.
but you know.
Just like you.
Dad said bearers don't have parents.
They do. Parents that give them away. Families they'll never see again. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in. Remember that. And remember her.
We're allowed to hope, right? Like I don't think it will make a difference, and like this is the thing, right? Is like we're not doing a peaceful mission here. A systemic change of this magnitude and this nature has to be violent. I don't like Thomas Jefferson. I don't like Thomas Jefferson, but he one of his quotes that is oftentimes cited is that the tree of liberty must time to time be watered with the blood of revolutionaries. And as much as I hate that quote, especially in its relation to the French Revolution and the myriad disasters that came of it, you know, was the French Republic morally worse than the Kingdom of France? It's a hard sell either way. Because anybody who says the French Republic is definitively worse has obviously never really studied monarchies.
Had another branded drop in the field yesterday.
Oh yeah, I've already listened to this one.
If the people of Moor are as intolerant as Isabel says, it's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit here.
I would go so far as to say it's good for the village of Moor that the Empire never sent your unit here. Clive?
Buy, sell, or be gone.
Yeah, of course. I already have one of these. Okay, cool.
If that's what you want. Good riddance.
Are you Bertrand? The dame sent me.
Sounds about right. Only time I hear from her is when she wants something.
Are you offering her anything?
One of her courtesans has gone missing, and I need to find her. A soldier who may have information on her whereabouts is rumored to have come here to meet with a trader.
Many traders stopped to peddle their wares on their way to the capital, but only one's been seen quarrelling with a soldier.
Is he still here?
The trader? Oh, yeah. Stubborn sod stood his ground till the soldier got tired of shouting, from what I hear. If you seek him out, keep your head down. Fact is, folks round here would sooner hang a branded than help him. And that's even with the dame's brooch for protection.
Understood.
I'll be needing some more straw for the stables. One of the hens just gave birth.
We are not going to spend time in here grabbing the
Any new
ambiance.
branded until the new moon. You don't think he's a...
What's this? A branded? Where's your master? Must I call for the constable?
I come to you from Northreach, at the behest of the dame. Perhaps you've heard of her.
Why, of course I have. I am the good lady's servant. What is it that she requires of me?
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with a soldier some few days ago. A soldier with a scar over his eye.
You know his name, it's Yana.
Yes, that's right. He had a comb which he claimed was an antique. Said he wanted to trade it for a newer one.
No.
But old though it was, an antique it most certainly was not, as I told him. Nevertheless,
He wanted to trade it for a
insisted that it
newer
was
model of
great
comb.
value, and was quite vehement about my appraisal. I stood firm, however, and for all his bluster, he still purchased a new comb.
To present us a
albeit an
gift, maybe.
inexpensive one.
And do you know where he went after that?
My customers aren't usually in the habit of telling me whither they are bound, but as it happens, this one did. Yonder ruins, strange as it may sound.
My thanks.
Not at all. I would do anything for the dame. Anything. Be sure and tell her, won't you, that I was helpful. I mean, most helpful.
You are fortunate to have fallen into the dame's good graces, but her influence wanes the further you stray from Northreach. Remember that, my wayward lamb.
Hey, buddy, why don't you remember my sword up your asshole? I do like what they've done with the, like, oppressive music as well. And, like...
It smells of death here, Torgal. Wolves. We can't let them get any closer to the village.
Oh, I could very happily let them get closer to the village. That's not why we're doing this.
Stay down!
He was just warning? Maybe. Yeah.
Damn it all. Bodies. A man and a woman.
If I was going to hazard a guess, he kidnapped her, like you were saying, Aster.
Well, the wolves have been busy, but the blood is long dry. So it is you, Tatienne.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to see every night. He said her name was Tatienne.
You. Did you follow me?
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find Yannick. By the looks of things, I have.
We both found who we were searching for.
Nah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone else. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. Tells the garrison he's going to find the man and kill him. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to Moor for some dealings and doesn't come back.
If you mean this comb, it was a gift from the dame.
If only Yannick had bothered to ask, eh? He might not be rotting on a hill.
I think he meant to ask her something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one in the hope they'd wed.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach with a dame waiting. And we all know what happens to deserters. Tell the dame I'm sorry for her loss. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatienne is delivered to the Vale.
Is that wise?
Oh, there won't be any covering up this mess. The most we can hope for is that the dame doesn't hold it against us. Speaking of which, I saw her in Moor just now. Could you tell her what happened?
What?
Might sound better coming from you.
Why is she in Moor?
I need to tell Isabel. Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatienne by.
God, I can't believe that
Weren't
East
expecting
Pool.
any new branded until
I can't believe that East Pool was destroyed and that Moor gets to stay standing.
If it was a message that needed delivering, I could have seen to it, milady.
Of course you could, had it not been personal. You are still in one piece, I see. You will be pleased to hear that your companions have arrived. They said they would meet you at a little chapel to the east of here.
Thank God
Thank
for
you,
that.
but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me. I was on my way to see you.
You found her then?
Yes, technically.
I see. My dear Tatienne. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan. Especially a client who's young and far from home. But rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatienne. I believe it was yours.
Weathered comb. An old wooden comb gifted to Tatienne by Madame Isabel. Several of the teeth appear to have been recently broken. I presume because the wolves were all over it.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
Wow, this sucks, huh?
I should go.
Before you do, I have one last gift. A token of my thanks. The Vale counts among its patrons several high-ranking officers of the Imperial Army. According to one of the looser-tongued gentlemen, it would appear that the legions are planning to march south.
Or to mention the same thing.
But did he mention that it was all of the legions? This is no mere skirmish. Were I to guess, I'd say the Emperor planned to abandon the capital. But that couldn't possibly be true now, could it? Take care, Clive.
I will. And thank you again.
Oh, Torgal. I want to burn this entire village to the ground, huh, bud? How do you feel about committing just mass
It amuses
murder?
me that Cid would choose a chapel for your rendezvous. There never was a more unrepentant soul in all the realm.
Dominant of fire, reign loose. God, I wish, right?
Yesterday.
How do they expect us to finish the harvest when the ones the capital sends us are already on?
I mean, and I think the thing that sucks the most about it, right? Like, without having to go into excruciating detail, obviously, is that it's so close to home, right? Like, this kind of behavior still goes on in the US today. And it's just so, oh, God. I don't know. It is interesting that after everything that happened with Final Fantasy XIV in the Garlemald story, that this is what they chose to tackle. But who am I to tell them how to live their lives, hey? I don't remember 15 being particularly politically complicated, right? It was about an arranged
Any
marriage
trouble on the
between a
way?
prince and princess.
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door.
Cid, buy me dinner first.
Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrec.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut?
Yeah.
And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before.
Uh-oh.
And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Cid, if the Mother Crystals truly are the cause of the Blight...
If? You wound me, Jill.
What I'm trying to say is... If the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons.
No worries,
slung in a
Aster.
cell to
We're probably
rot.
going to end after this cutscene.
An outlaw.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools. And the most dangerous.
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic? Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried, but nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw. Ah, that'll do me.
Hell yeah, Sid.
We might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. If it means my deeds will be remembered, I'll gladly play the role of villain. But first, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.
And that, my friends, is where we're going to go ahead and end the stream for today. Thank you guys for being here for as long as you were. I appreciate it. But unfortunately, we're going to have to call it here. Things are really ramping up. Oh boy, are they ramping up. But I don't know. Would it have been a Final Fantasy game if there had not been a real world analog or a real world comparison point, excuse me. And for those of you who've never watched a Twitch stream with me, you might not know that we used to get into a lot more discourse, but for the most part, we do sort of hold it a little closer to the chest these days. Maybe engage in it into Demised After Dark, but there's a couple of things that I obviously want to talk about, right? Discrimination is wrong for any number of reasons. I think back when there was a more respectable Supreme Court makeup, separate but equal is not equal at all, right? And there are so many myriad other instances of that. Japan has a unique history of approaching these kinds of things, especially because Japan used to be an empire up until the end of World War II, and then post-World War II, right, their entire society was violently rewritten almost exclusively by the United States. Did everyone believe Emperor Hirohito was a god emperor? No. But the problem is that it was structurally something that was ingrained in their society. So modern Japanese culture, the Nippon Jidai, is that what it is? The Sengoku, I can't remember. But the Japanese Congress, there's plenty of instances in which that's been made manifest. I've talked about this in 14. I've talked about this with other JRPGs. Hey Pixie, we're just about to end for the night, unfortunately. Long story short, It is a piece of media that is meant to be enjoyed and meant to be thought-provoking. Always take care of yourselves first. Always do what you gotta do. I intend to keep playing this, if for no other reason than for my personal satisfaction, because I do enjoy the gameplay, and because I don't want to just turn away from something the second it becomes troubling. But other than that, again, thanks for being here. That'll be it for us tonight, folks. We will catch you later. Bye!